Hey guys, how's it going? Happy Saturday. So today I was like, what can I talk to you guys about? And I realized that I've never really explained what my major is other than just very briefly. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about that. For those of you who don't know, maybe you're new to my channel, my name is Hailey. I'm a transfer student from West Valley College, which is in Saratoga, California, which is near San Francisco, just 40 minutes south of San Francisco. I went to private high school. I applied to a bunch of schools in my senior year. I got rejected by all those schools. Went to West Valley for 3 years, transferred to UCLA. I was accepted by all the schools that I applied to, which was really exciting. And I chose to go to UCLA, and my major is Applied Linguistics. And a lot of people don't know what linguistics is, so I'm going to explain that to you guys. So a lot of people ask me what linguistics is, and I say, oh, it's the study of language. And they're like, cool, what language are you learning? And I'm like, no, I'm learning language, not a language, oh. So to elaborate a little bit more for you guys, linguistics is a few different things. So there are different areas of linguistics. There's syntax, which is the structure of language, semantics, which is meaning and how we arrive at meaning and what meaning means to different people and how that meaning is understood, morphology, which is word formation and inflectional morphology. What else? Phonology, which is sounds. There's phonetics. A lot of that is transcription. So there's a lot of different things. There is the formal linguistics, which is kind of all of that, structural business. And the difference between that and applied linguistics is that applied linguistics is looking at linguistics from a more practical perspective and kind of attempting to answer the question, why does this matter? And to answer that question, I mean, it matters because that's what we do every day. We communicate through language. We're also looking at kind of what the function of language is, why it matters, what we can do with it. And the reason that I chose applied linguistics over regular linguistics, the regular linguistics major at UCLA required that you take 2 foreign languages, and you had to take them for 2 years each. So you had to take 6 terms total of foreign language. And the applied linguistics major only required 1 foreign language. You did have to take 2 years, but I had already taken ASL at community college, so I could just continue that through UCLA, which was really exciting to me because I did want to continue to learn ASL because, well, this kind of feeds into the next point, but I would like to become a speech pathologist, and a huge part of that is working with deaf kids and adults and trying to help them speak. Some of them have a limited hearing, or they have the ability to speak, they're just not very comfortable with it, so that's the whole point. Also, if you guys don't know this, my older sister, she's deaf, so I was always exposed to sign language, and even though the sign language that we use at home is Signing Exact English, which is different from American Sign Language, which is what I'm learning here, there are a lot of similarities that they have. So how did I choose my major? This is such a complicated situation. I mean, I think a lot of you guys who are in community college and beyond probably understand how difficult it is to choose a major. I changed my major so many times. So then I took an anthropology class in summer 2016, I guess, and I really enjoyed that. It was biological physical anthropology, so that was so interesting to me. And then I was an anthropology major, and I was an anthropology major for a while because I kept taking anthropology classes, and I was like, this is so cool, I really want to do this is awesome. And I knew that I definitely wanted to go to UCLA or Berkeley. So I was always looking at kind of what the requirements were for those majors, and for anthropology, there was a lot of science involved in it, especially if you were to go into physical anthropology, which is what I wanted to go into. And like I've said, science, not my strong suit. Math is also not my strong suit, so I was kind of conflicted for a while. I was like, I don't know what to do now because I really enjoy anthropology and I was pretty much set on this, and I'm kind of ending community college. I had already taken most of my IGETSE requirements at that point, so I needed to transfer. And then I took in spring 2017, I took Anthropology 3, which was cultural anthropology, and there was a unit on linguistics, linguistic anthropology, and that was so cool to me. I was like, this is so interesting. Like, we were kind of learning about the evolution of language and what exactly the purpose of language is, and that is very closely related to applied linguistics. So that's when I decided to be a Ling major. And that same semester I was also taking the hardest class I ever took in community college, which was Psych 2. So the whole point of that class is we had our own experiment that we had to design and conduct and carry out, and you could do it in a group, but I chose to do it alone because, you know, I'm antisocial as hell. So I did it alone, and my experiment I didn't really plan it this way, but it ended up being pretty close to linguistics. I was looking at like how your verbal impression impacts people. So we were looking at like different forms of communication, so like eye contact and posture and body language and tone and different things like that. And it was funny because I like played these videos of myself speaking to the people who were participating in my experiments, and like it was so funny. You could automatically see how they reacted to it, because I wish I had the clips of these videos. Maybe I do. I'll insert them right here if I find them. But like in one video, I started the video and I'm like, hey guys, like thanks for participating in my experiment. And then the other video, I'm like, thanks for participating in my experiment. And people were just like so shocked. They were like, what is going on? So that was the whole point of the experiment, and I did well in that class and I really enjoyed that experiment. So that's when I was like, okay, I guess linguistics is what I want to do. I took Linguistic Anthropology in fall 2017 at West Valley, and that was more about like phonology and phonetics, and there was a little bit of like language evolution in that. It was kind of more sociolinguistics than like structural linguistics. So when I got to UCLA, I was very surprised in my Ling 20 intro class, which is very much like structural analysis, and it's very formal and it's not what I expected. So even though I am an applied linguistics major and I am more focusing on like what language is, how we're using it, where it's going, and that sort of a thing, I still do have to take a lot of the basic linguistics classes, so all the structural classes like semantics and syntax and phonology. I still have to learn that stuff, which isn't a problem for me. I've done really well in the Ling 20 class so far. I mean, I still have to take the final, which is a little scary, but it's gonna be okay. I'm in an applied linguistics class right now at UCLA. It's really interesting. We've had a lot of good guest speakers who have been really motivating and encouraging, and kind of show you what you can do in the field, which is interesting. I am thinking of going to grad school, but I'm also kind of questioning how I can afford going to grad school, so we shall see what happens with that. I would love to go to either Baylor University in Texas, U of O in Oregon, or there's a really interesting new audiology program at Vanderbilt in Tennessee, so I would be interested in that as well. But I mean, those are just kind of some ideas. I would definitely also consider applying to San Jose State for speech pathology, or San Diego State. But the thing is, like, in California, the school is really, really affordable, and it's really inexpensive compared to out-of-state schools. So it's very, very hard to get into those schools because tons of people apply to those programs. So I might have to go out of state, which is going to be a lot more expensive, but we'll see what happens. I also want to talk to you guys a little bit about my minor, or my intended minor, because I haven't actually declared yet. I haven't even petitioned yet, but I am very interested in going into cognitive science as a minor, because I feel like applied linguistics with the cognitive science is a very good combination if I'm going to go into speech pathology. Because I am very interested in like how the brain processes language and how children acquire language in particular. So I'm very excited about that. I'm taking my first cognitive science class next quarter, and it's Intro to Cognitive Science. So this is really going to be like if I don't enjoy this class, then I'm not going to pursue this major, because right now I only need to take 2 classes a quarter to graduate on time. And if I take on cognitive science, I'm going to have to take a lot more, because not the minor isn't that long, but there are a lot of prerequisites within the minor, because a lot of the classes are like psychology classes. So I need to take some lower division classes before I can actually get into the minor classes. So we'll see what happens with that. But my roommate, Leah, who I love so much, she is like the best roommate ever, she is actually a cognitive science major. So we've talked a lot about that. She's kind of given me insight into like who the good professors in the department are, and it's been really exciting. We might take some classes together in the future if we can. She really is interested in linguistics, so we might take some linguistics classes together. We probably won't take any psych classes together, because she's already taken a lot of the classes that I still need to take. So it's all very exciting. I've met so many cool people through my major. Most of them are applied ling majors, but I've met a lot of people in different departments as well, so it's very exciting. I'm very excited to share this with you guys, and I hope that this gives you a better understanding of what exactly I'm doing, and now you know what linguistics is, and you're not just like, what the hell is that? So thanks for watching, guys. Happy Saturday. I hope the rest of your semester or quarter goes well. I know we're kind of down to the wire. We're getting to crunch time, so good luck with all that, and I will see you next Saturday at 3 p.m. Bye.